Hi, and thank you for joining the stream tonight. As the description and the thumbnail says, hopefully we're getting the ISMC modders, some of the team on tonight. They're still not in the chat. We're still waiting for them to arrive. They are in the Discord, so hopefully they will come along and join us. And if you're watching, lads, it's in the interview and guests voice chat. We're just waiting for you boys to join us now. We're going to be talking, if they come on for us, if they do arrive, which will be fantastic. We're going to be talking about the actual modding team. We're going to find out a lot about them. It's the #1 mod for Insurgency Sandstorm.
Do you mind if I just put in, Devlin?
Yeah, I think they've gone. I'm going to drag them up.
Yeah.
And we've got them in chat now. Hey, we're all here. So I was just explaining what we're going to do. We've got a couple of people from the ISMC modding team. They're actually here now. So hopefully we can get them to chat. But what I'm going to do first is introduce Ben from North Cinematics. You all know him in the chat. He is going to be sort of co-hosting with myself tonight. So tonight we've got Anders and we've got Pink Panther from the ISMC modding team. One of you boys want to tell us something about yourself, something about the team, what you do, what you've done for Insurgency Sandstorm. Give us a bit of a breakdown of what you're all about, guys.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having us. We're as you said, ISMC, which is, this modding team consisting of pretty much everyone that wants to join is free to. It's more like we all have this kind of, how do we call, like this realistic approach to gaming. So we basically just met up, a half a year ago or something, saying that, what, we want to play Insurgency, it's great, but we kind of want it to be a little more realistic or a little more in the sense that a ground branch or Arma or something does it and just put everything together. So right now we're actually just working on pretty much everything that we can. Guns is an obvious one that people have seen us do. We also work on stuff like gameplay changes is a big one, like actual changing of how much speed is relevant to this game compared to other games. And then also we do character stuff, really interesting stuff that we haven't really gotten into the full fruition yet, which is, maybe even do some sort of new factions. Russian army, American army.
Oh, brilliant.
Stuff like that, yeah. So it's all in the works and it's all, constantly working and developing and yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's us.
So how did the team start? I think you're one of the initial members, Anders. So how did the team sort of evolve right from the start? Where did you meet each other? How did you sort of recruit new people to help you with the game?
You wanna answer, Pablo?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was back in the day. Back in the day, there was like a mod called Technical Armory. So I was there in the comments in the mod description. I was asking if there is any server that's running the mod. Please let me know what's the server of the IP. So Anders came in the comments, replied to me and said, "Yeah, join the server." So I was like, "This is pretty cool." I joined the server. We talked a bit, and we were like blown by the mod was pretty cool. It had some changes, and we were like, why not me and Anders, do something? We had this vision. We want to do a mod. We want to do like everything we wanted, and this is all like where did it start? And then we met this guy called Strumer. He's the one that actually taught us about the editor tools, especially Anders specifically. And then this is where it all started.
Excellent. Because Ben will probably say the same. The ISMC mod is by far the best mod for Insurgency Sandstorm.
I had a little play today.
We both went on.
Nice. So you did take a chance and played it. Very nice.
Yeah, we've used it before. In all fairness, we have used it before, and we've always said, like from what we've seen, and especially today, your mod is what we wanted for Insurgency Sandstorm. That's what we wanted the game to be all about. And I can't understand why, we will talk about it through the next hour or so, that the skins and the cosmetics that they've brought out just recently, or they're bringing out at the 2nd of February, Ben, I think it is.
Yeah, February the 2nd. Terrible.
We can't, honestly, I literally can't get my breath. And then I look at your cosmetics and it's night and day. Yours are absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted.
I was just going to say, Devlin, like it's also the fact that like you guys had apparently offered to actually give your
help
weapons
them
and like help them and provide them with the things that they needed to give us the skins that we wanted. And you said that apparently they declined or ignored you. It's like,
yeah,
well, I mean, it's obviously because we don't have fuzzy Star Wars masks.
Oh, this is gentlemen.
Sorry, guys, I've been here for about 5-10 minutes.
Right, just let me introduce that Stealth Slicer. He's actually might have something in common. Stealth is a software developer, not for games, but software developer, and he's one of the guys who usually does the streams with us. Two guys, we got Anders and Pink Panther. Stealth. I don't know. You want to say hello?
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
It's nice to meet you guys. We've heard nothing but good things about your mod, your work, and I mean,
thank you very much.
I'm a dev, and all devs look over at you, modders and games dev, and we're just like, wow, that's the man I wish I was.
So yeah. So possibly, guys, one after the other. Obviously, don't mind who goes first. What are your views on the direction NWI are going at the moment? I'd like you to be honest. I mean, I understand that you do stuff for the game, but you know, if you could be honest as you possibly could you let us know what your views are on the direction they're going, especially with the cosmetic and skins?
Sure.
Yeah, you can go.
You want to go, Pablo?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I really don't know where the direction of they're going. I don't get it. I don't know. Like, this is one of the things I really want to know is it something that NWI really like they're passionate about doing these, you know, Rainbow Six Siege type of skins, or are they like forced to do this by Saber, the studio that actually bought them? So
Yeah,
I really don't know what's the reason and the logic behind what they're doing at the moment. It's
well,
really
we actually had a conversation going on what you just said there, Pablo, that we didn't know if it was maybe as they were forced by the Embracer Group, stroke Saber Interactive, to make them do this. Say, look, we need to monetize this game more. I really don't know, but I personally just don't like the direction they're going in at the moment.
Me neither.
So.
I completely agree with you. Me neither. At all. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that even if Embracer Group had said, can you monetize this more, which is a reasonable thing to do. They own the studio, they own the IP now.
Yeah.
Why this? Why the things that you've put out? It's just...
I think that's exactly what Pablo's saying.
Nobody asked for it. Like the people, we were all asking for realistic, authentic camos for our soldiers and weapons.
Like the ISMC mod.
You guys are waiting there going, we'll help you. And NWI are like, nope, we'll just do whatever we want. And
it's like you're offering them free food. Like you're offering someone food and you're like, no, I don't want it. It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more. Sorry, Pink. I think it's more than that. You're offering them free, unpaid work, which they will get money for.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
At the end of the day, if they did put your stuff in, even if your content wasn't monetized, it could well convince people to buy the game, and that's, in my mind, that is something very significant.
Exactly. I mean. It's funny how we as modders really care about the game more than they do, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. It sounds that way, Pablo. It sounds that way. You can see that, and you know, you look, and I've been looking at comments on Facebook because I follow everything about Insurgency Sandstorm. People get the wrong impression about me. I actually love the game. I am one of NWI's biggest critics, and I will call them out about things. But I love the game, so I follow everything about the game. And do you know what you see so many times is the fact that people are only playing Insurgency Sandstorm now because of your mod.
Yeah.
We're really glad that actually we are making people play the game, and we actually also let other people buy the game just to try out the mod, which is it really makes us happy. and we really want this game to live. But what the NWI are doing is completely like their actions are completely like against us. You know what I mean? Is the work is stopping us from trying to make this game alive.
It's smothering it.
I honestly don't understand. I can't sort of figure out the mentality. So Anders, just going to you, mate. What are your personal views on the direction they're going? We've just had Pablo there explaining, which we totally agree with. What do you think about the direction they're going?
I think honestly that, as you said, there's some sort of speculation to this that we never really can get an answer for. Is it this? Is it monetization reasons? Is it that they actually really want to do something very different? But on the top of it all, I think it's just as modders we are able, like you said, stuff that we can do something that proper developers of games cannot. They have to make money. They have to do stuff that's way more difficult. They have to answer to people. So I can't really speculate in how hard that decision might have been, and all the swearing and yelling that might have gone on in that office when people said, you know what, exactly this was going to happen. We are not going to make these skins and be NWI like we were or something. Like, people are probably pretty split over there. They're pissed as well.
Sure. And I think I think the developers over there, and there is people left, because they hate the fact that I actually speak to someone in NWI. They approach me, and they've made it perfectly clear that there's a lot of people in that company are not happy with what NWI are doing just at the moment. And just before I go on, gentlemen, can I possibly just address the chat? I just don't like to think that we're leaving out. I just
for sure. Go ahead.
want to say good evening to Thick Rick. Thanks for coming along. Cheeky D Waffle, Leonard, Sylvia. Slavic Pigeon, how you doing, mate? Emerald 90, one of the regulars. NL Smalley, NL, one of the regulars again. Good evening, gentlemen. We've got the ISMC modding team on tonight. Well, two of them on tonight, and we're basically talking NWI, of course. It might not interest the console players, but it is interesting to see what people actually do for NWI and pretty much not getting any thanks for it. Obviously it's on PC and it's a mod, and it gives us new weapons, it gives us new customization, new skins, which we totally love, and we just wanted to get the perspective of people who do things for NWI and seem to get no thanks for it. But the community love the ISMC mod, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
We're definitely, aiming to listen to the community as much as we can. Again, people already know that there's, a mod.io page, there's a Discord, there's, all these channels. But please just tell us what you think and join in on these nerdy, very specific conversations. That's what drives us.
Can I just tell you guys that I'm just really thankful again for what you're doing, because honestly, like what NWI are doing at the moment, that's kind of made me fall off from Insurgency Sandstorm.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad you guys are actually committed to this game. So just thanks again.
Yeah, no, that's from it. You've actually got fans on the panel tonight. We're literally fans of yours and what you're doing for the game, because like I said, let me reiterate, I am a fan of the game. I'm not over keen on Father Hank. I'm not over keen on Johnny Higgins. I used to love Mikey. I used to think he was a really decent guy, but I watch him on the streams now and he looks really awkward. I don't think he particularly likes what's going on at NWI, but he's employed by them. He's got to do, at the end of the day, he's got to do what he's told. But Mikey's going down in my estimations now, because he says, as NWI as a company, we're really transparent. We communicate with the community. But they clearly don't.
No, exactly. They're not transparent. And all we get is from Father Hank is just tweets about his shoes or like some.
Oh, don't start me on that, Pablo.
Nonsense, dude. I'm not coming here to see your shoes, man. I don't know what's the hassle about your shoes. Like, what am I gonna do? No one gives a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think something about NWI is they're just in flat out denial about everything, really. I mean, a week or two ago, we absolutely tore apart their statement regarding, oh, we listen to our community, we value your feedback, we try and think about it from a play. It's
Bullshit.
utter
bullshit.
crap.
The thing
I
I wanna
mean,
know-
we've been
like-
saying since the first Operation Nightfall, we've been saying since that first major patch, this is not the direction we want you to go in. I'm sorry. Sorry. Do you want Skullman? Sorry. How about shuffled cards? Shuffled cards.
I don't know.
A Star Wars
Something,
character.
right?
Yeah.
It is weird.
It's
Like even the surveys that they do to us, they ask us for the filling out the surveys. Are they actually like looking at the survey anyway?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Pablo, probably not.
I'm
Probably
wasting
not.
minutes of my life. I know it's nothing, but wasting my life just filling out a survey and for it not to be.
I'm not. I'm not
Oh,
going to lie.
Pablo, you
Last
probably wasted your
survey, last survey they put out, the first question was pick one of these that you would like to see improved, and I noticed that there was another option. I clicked on that,
Yeah,
and it says,
yeah.
Please specify. I typed in all of the.
All. Yeah.
Oh.
That probably hurt. That probably hurt them. But again, they don't listen. And do you know what's really bothered me? Ben told me something that they were saying, and apparently it's only a small minority that don't like the new direction that they're going in. I think that's absolute fucking bollocks, to be honest.
I was so mad at that. Yeah,
Community.
Yeah, it's like he put that in one of the chats that I'm in, and he said, Father Hank basically said, oh, it's just the vocal minority that are moaning about the cosmetics. And I was like, Father Hank, no, you keep thinking that you're a AAA developer. He's like, you're not a AAA developer. You're an indie game that's getting 2,000 daily players, and we're propping up your game, and you're coming out saying that we're the vocal minority. It's like,
Yeah.
we are the community that are saying that we don't want these cosmetics, and you're not listening.
Exactly. And like the thing is, they're ruining their relationship with the current fan base, and they're trying to
Yeah.
do something for like a fan base that's not even here at the moment. It's not
It's
even.
non-existent. Yeah.
It's like what's the point? You're just ruining your game. And they even think that these Call of Duty skins will sell. Hell no, they don't sell.
No.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think they've actually been to Twitter and been to Reddit and been on Facebook.
No.
I don't know where they're getting these thoughts that it's only a minute minority that don't like the skins. That universally within the community disliked the new direction, the new skins, the new cosmetics. Are universally disliked because we bought into a game and it certainly wasn't this.
No.
I
100%.
think Ben was making a very good point with regards to what was being said with us being an indie studio. And yeah, we've seen it before where an indie studio gets a very good first hit, people like them, and then in their second game, they just go off the rails. And we've seen it with other developers before, we've seen it with NWI now, and I'm sure we'll see it in the future, unfortunately. But I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Ben.
Yeah, it's just that something I'm seeing. I think it's the arrogance as well that's coming through from a lot.
Because that comes through. I
that-
think it does.
I think they're bigger than what they are,
Well,
but I
it's
think they
just-
just need a reality check.
Yeah, it's just that they are so happy to belittle the community to their
no.
faces as well.
It's because, you know why? It's
No.
because apart from myself, no one's been vocal enough. People have been vocal, don't get me wrong, but they've not been vocal enough. They've not said exactly what they need to be. They need to be told.
Yeah,
No one
I
took a serious
agree.
action, I would say. Yeah.
So, gentlemen, when you're doing the mod and you're doing work for NWIs, because in effect you're doing it for them and the community, how's your communication been with NWI when you've approached them and said, we've got this, or we can do that, or do you want this, we can help you with that? What sort of reaction are you getting off NWI?
Well, mostly it has been pretty okay. Mostly it's been with people like Mikey and people high up.
Okay.
And we just send them stuff like, oh, we had this great idea doing, for example, toggleable optics. We sent it to them like, oh, that's great, cool. But it's never been what I would consider maybe that collaboration part. So I'm still trying to fish a little bit for that.
Yeah.
Kind of saying that, you know what, we're making this mod. It's great. It's fun for us, but we kind of want to help you. We want to actually do something with Insurgency, push it in a direction we want to do. Like you said in the beginning, Ben, that we have asked them sometimes now, do you want our stuff? Because the truth of the matter is that we own, I think we actually own pretty much everything that we have in the mod, either through something called what do you call that, royalty-free license, right?
Creative Commons, yeah.
Creative Commons,
exactly. Yeah. So we have a lot of that, but we also have quite a bit that's actually made from scratch now. That we have, made guns, models, and then we have textured it ourselves, and we rig it up. And at that point, it's actually pretty cool if we could just say, you know what, it kind of fits the theme of Insurgency. It's basically free because we sit on the rights for this, and we can give it to you. And we could also give you, skins. Skins is not difficult. It's just, maybe a day of work, and you have, 10 fully functional spray paints.
I can't understand them. Why are they not taking you up on this? Why are they not basically biting your hand off for the stuff you're giving? Because that, like I said previously, that's exactly what you've got in your mod. That is and I can imagine what you've got that's not in the mod that you've worked on or you're working on. Why did they not just snap your hand off and just throw that in the vanilla game?
That's a good question, but I'm pretty sure that even though this will take some time, we're not going to stop, nagging them. We still want to help. It's not like we just give up. So this is gonna be a current situation kind of thing where we say right now we don't have any dealings or collaborations going with NWI, but that might change. We really want to do it. It's as easy as that. We're modding because we care about the game, and we make stuff because we
and as that comes across, you can tell you're passionate about what you do. You can tell you want to make the game better. People out there, and if they watch this video, we usually get more people watching it after we've finished. But I can see the way you and Pablo are talking, and you can tell you are passionate about what you do, and you've not asked for anything off NWI. You would like to collaborate more, obviously, but you've never asked for any money. You've never asked for anything. You've pretty much given, and I don't understand why they're personally not working with you boys more.
Exactly. They have never been, in contribution with us. We've asked them before multiple times. Hey, we need that. We need this. We are limited in the editor tools. Can you please help us?
That's more actually something that we shouldn't demand. Is something that we have talked a lot on in between ourselves. Because it all started with like we said, the skins. That was one thing, and then we did one little suppressor or something, and all of this has been pretty much just a little bit of help of people that knows stuff within Unreal Engine, but also a lot of just looking at what they gave us. NWI gave us this set of modding tools, which is called Sandstorm Editor. I think it's just something that you get on the Epic Store for it's free. It's like 100 gigabytes, and you download it and you sit there and look at all the stuff that they make public, the guns, the skins, and you can pretty much see the way that they did stuff. So the reason why we, for example, don't have custom animations in the game is simply because we don't know enough yet. We have looked into it. We have a modeler. No, we have an animator on the team, which is amazing. He's doing great work. He has been modding the source game for ages, and he came over to ISMC and started working with us. But then we just hit a roadblock because we don't know how to implement it in the best way. And it just lacks a little bit of transparency there, I guess. Or I guess it's not something that we can demand, but we kind of always push for it. We always push for more demands, like, okay, we want sound modding, we want animations. And the truth of it is it just takes time, and they can't really take time out of their schedule, or they're on a paid hour.
Sure, totally appreciate that.
Yeah. So they've been honest with us about that, and they appreciate what we do, but they can't really help us in that way. So I honestly want more collaboration in the sense that we just do stuff like models, and we give it to them, and they can release it and have people play it. And from that we might actually just learn something if they start working with our stuff.
Sure.
Maybe they can even show us how they animate that, or they can send back some files if they animate something on the new let's say the SA58, which is like a FAL with a short barrel and some cool stuff. that lacks a little bit of animation on the charging handle, for example.
Okay.
So right now it's just gonna stick, straight forward, and it looks a little weird, instead of him actually dragging out a little piece of metal
Sure.
and dragging that behind.
So what you're saying is, if they say, for argument's sake, they made the animation for that, if you could possibly get a look at the source code or the project file, you maybe be able to make this someone in your team or whoever or whatever, but your team in general maybe could make it a little bit better and enhance it. You would just need, like, for argument's sake, the project files. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And at that point it would just be backwards engineering, like we always have been done. So when you do, for example, animations, it's just, okay, so you have to implement them somewhere, and then you can either spend a year just guessing, or you could get some sort of little tip, like, okay, you have to do this, you have to change it very specifically there. Yeah, so that would save us a lot of trouble if that happens, but I'm not sure if that's real.
So you're thinking you're hitting slightly a brick wall. You've made it perfectly clear that they do help you. They are decent with you, and you understand that there's certain things they can't give their time for, and maybe this is one of the things. But do you think that's the brick wall you've hit, because you've come to that situation where you think you could do a lot more, but you're just at that point where you don't know how to do the next thing that you would like to do?
Well, honestly, that brick wall has been with us since the beginning, and we always just pushed through it in some way. Like, say, for example, now we had, a size issue, we call it, which is basically that the mod can't really grow past a certain limit because of technical issues within the actual engine.
Right.
Which is, terrible. It's just, it baffles both us and the technicals at WI. Like, we had talked to them, and they were like, okay, that sucks. We're not really sure how we can fix that, because it's just a very inherent thing where if you do a big mod, like a super big mod, it won't load. It will just downrun crash. It will stop. It won't work. So at that point, we're still making progress, but we're also hitting these kinds of issues. Yeah. And we are actually now improving on our skills while doing this. So we actually have replaced stuff. We have removed stuff. I know that there's quite a few people out there that's not very happy about that. And I hope I have been transparent enough about why that is. It's not like we, get bored with our mod and just remove stuff. Yeah. It's more about actually us trying to figure stuff out, which also, points us in the direction that say, okay, this doesn't work, let's do something else then. And that's pretty much what we're doing. We don't really have a roadmap. We just say, okay, it's going to be a lot of modeling now. We're going to do cool guns.
That's what we're doing. Yeah,
that's what we can do. And then, okay, it's not going to be skins for every gun, because that's obviously going to be increasing the size a lot. So we're doing, selected skins here and there. I try to improve my texturing skills by making maybe a different skin for each gun, rather than having like sets, like NWI does. So yeah, we're pretty much just pushing that wall.
Well, it's very admirable, Anders. I mean, I like to say, I'm a fan, the boys here are a fan. Ben, have you got anything specifically that you would like to ask the gentleman about the mod itself, or anything about what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, are you planning on just continuing to keep working on this mod and hopefully eventually trying to pass on some of that stuff to NWI, and hopefully they can, take it on
and implement it in the game?
Implement it, yeah. Absolutely.
That is definitely a part of the plan. And since we are, just modders, we can do pretty much whatever we want, which is great. We sit on all these assets, like when we build our skill sets and we build our pretty much library of guns, really, because we own a lot of these assets, and we can bring this asset into, Unity engine, say Tarkov, but not necessarily Tarkov. We could make a new game. We could try to mod stuff like Ready or Not, Ground Branch. All this stuff is, there. It just needs modding tools. It needs developing time. And then we can just come in and say, hey, great, we're also doing guns. Do you want guns? Yeah, great.
Yeah, okay, we can give you guns as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that in the Matrix scene where it's, hundreds of guns just coming in. That's pretty much ISMC the plan. It's just a lot of fun. So
stealth, have you got anything you would like to ask the gentleman specifically about their project, or what they're doing, or anything?
You guys have told us how you came together through just that forum post, like many things on the internet, like how we three met. It was just a happy coincidence, really. But here's a bit of a thought experiment for you. Putting that wall aside and putting the technical limitations of Sandstorm aside, what is your ultimate big vision if you could go anywhere, do anything with Sandstorm?
Oh, that's a good question, man. I mean, I personally play a lot of, tactical games because I love it. It's just great, and we always look for that one game that's like perfect, right? We compare it to old games like, Ghost Recon or SWAT 4 or whatever, Arma. I played Arma for, thousands of hours before I eventually found Sandstorm because I just was so damn into it. I was like this map maker and just had this clan and everything. It was just so much fun. And we were kind of into modding then as well, but it's mostly about the wholeness. Like you see, a realistic, cool tactical shooter and you think, okay, what could be improved? Well, Sandstorm, for example, has some cool arcadey things that you may or may not like. Then maybe we want to change that a little bit so you can actually choose more or less if you want to have, more tactical, more arcadey, and maybe even go in different directions there. In addition to that, you could also, start talking about different game modes, what is fun, what is...
Yeah.
And we also have, people working on the PvP scene. We have not forgotten the PvP scene, though we have not really worked on it since I'm mostly a co-op guy myself. And
same. I think that's the same with us boys.
Yeah, we're pretty much pushing co-op because I like it. That's pretty much the answer to that. And the PvP people are pretty much gathering pretty cool squad-based ideas, like, say, the US Army versus the Russian Army. They have like set classes maybe, and you have like a gunner that has the correct kit for that particular army. Just cool stuff like that for PvP.
Excellent.
More balance, but it's still, so there's... The vision of ISMC is really big, but I think you pretty much all have it by playing tactical shooters because you always look for more. It's not like that game is done and finished. It's
no,
always something cool you could do. Look at Ground Branch, right? It's a lot of potential in that game. I love it.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on that as well, Anders. I'm waiting for that game to turn into something awesome.
Oh,
and Leonard,
I know.
Leonard Sylvia said. Leonard Sylvia said Ground Branch would be sick with ISMC. So you have fans out there, guys. There's a lot of people that obviously love the work you do and would love to see it in other games like Ground Branch. I might have to get on that, actually. I might do a video about that because they do know who I am, in all fairness. I like Ground Branch. It's a bit clunky and a bit... It's got a long way to go, but I think it really could do something. But I have one question for you guys, if that's okay. Right, okay, so you as a team, you're doing mods for Insurgency Sandstorm. You're very successful. I would definitely say it's the #1 mod for Insurgency Sandstorm. Do you have any aspirations to maybe make your own game?
Well,
yep.
Yeah, I kind of have this idea together with many others in the team, which is, everyone wants to be kind of going in that direction. I think then it's the cold reality of, you have to make your own game. That's pretty much doing it from scratch. We started looking, into the Unity engine. I was sitting there like an idiot trying to figure out how to just, put down one thing, like a board or something, just anything. And at that point, it's just, I think we will have a lot of good times modding. And if we ever get to the point where we are as big, as skillful, and we have all the necessary pieces to build a game, maybe. But at the moment, it's the cold hard truth. We make guns. We have an animator that's awesome. We have, people that's doing a bunch of scripting, which is kind of limited. Modelers, yeah. So it's all, we don't really have the full team. We would need more people. We would need more expertise in very specific things. Unless I'm gonna, go in there and learn Unity all by myself and just, which is not gonna happen.
But it's definitely something that you as a team would consider doing in, maybe it's not the near future, but in the long future. If you get an idea, maybe exactly.
Realistically, we're still modding and we're still having fun, just making the guns and pushing NWI a little bit. Just, we want to make more realistic shooters, basically. It doesn't need to be an own game for that. It can still be pretty cool if we mod it.
Well, we're on that team, Anders. We're definitely on that
But
team.
what do we need to do though to get their attention, like get NWI's attention?
I don't think you can, Ben.
Yeah.
I actually don't think you can.
I mean, they're pretty aware of us. They know what we do. They even used some of our pictures in their posts and in their Facebook posts, and at least like they didn't even clear it out once. Like at least
that was cleared up though, Pablo. They didn't know they used our picture, so we cleared that up. But it was a nice looking Mossberg shotgun. Yeah, a nice looking Mossberg shotgun in a picture with a very nice XPS
I'm gonna try to
EOTech.
maintain myself here.
But it was pretty much the way that we have talked over the time. I think we just need to give them time, but it's very difficult to tell because we can't really, know anything for certain. It's not like I can just call Mike and say, "Hey, what's up? What is actually going on there?" He probably has, these NDAs he has to,
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of red tape there. So the perfect, tackle shooter is pretty much just as possible as it can get right now. We're just gonna keep pushing. We're just gonna keep making stuff, and if it has to be in this game or another game, that's potato. I guess it's just as long as we keep working on it and try to make that game, right?
Oh, there's sorry to interrupt. That's actually a really good question in the chat there. NL Smale NL. How does ISMC as a team think about how they've treated the console community?
As a team, that's a difficult question. I don't think we actually have discussed it at any point, really, but personal matters and the modding is quite different. The only thing we wonder about consoles, will ISMC run on consoles? How big freaking console would you need for that? Because that's going to be interesting.
Exactly.
So maybe we need to cut it down a bit and make console friendly ISMC or something.
Well, we're just talking about that. Funny enough, just before we came on, would they need a stripped down? Yeah, ISMC
ISMC-C.
Yeah, exactly. Compact.
I've heard about the consoles actually, or I don't know, NWI or Microsoft not giving back the money to.
Exactly. I've had no. This is no lie, Pablo. Sorry to interrupt, but it's no lie. I've had people come to me, and I actually put it on one video, giving me bank statements, credit card letters where they were saying they approached the Microsoft, and they were told basically, no, we know you bought it, but you're not getting your money back. And I totally understand that it's not NWI's responsibility to give the money back, but they should have intervened and said, please, you know what, Microsoft, look, this is our game. You're ruining our reputation. Could you have a look at your files? Could you have a look at the people who've actually purchased the pre-order, and could you just refund the money? They're not getting anything for it. I've always, Pablo, just asked them to step in and help the console community. And you know what, when
they just don't just sit there watching everybody ask for their money back.
Exactly.
Really, to be honest, it's I really don't get what they're doing back there and behind the scenes, to be honest. I really don't know.
Again, is it the Embracer Group? I have no idea.
I do think that personally, but I don't know. We don't know, do we? But we can only speculate that they're the higher ups and they're dictating maybe what NWI do because they own 100% of that company.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
It's a shame. It really is a shame, and it just seems like. I don't know. Maybe you don't agree with me, but the way I think they've acted towards the console community is disgusting. Right. But it's now seemed to drift into the
PC version?
PC community. Yeah. It's like you're having this. I 100% believe they knew the community would not like these cosmetics, these skins, and yet they just out and out threw it out there. Yeah. And I just don't understand the mentality.
Yeah, they want a new community, don't they? Probably they probably want a bigger community.
I can't even
or a younger.
Well, possibly.
I can't even see this being what I'll call the transitionary period between NWI owning NWI and Embracer owning it, because obviously there's going to be turmoil there, but that happened in business terms forever ago now. That happened last year, way back last year even.
What exactly happened?
NWI was acquired by the Embracer Group.
All right. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is I can't even see this being sort of the last vestiges of NWI moving away and Embracer taking over, because at this point they've been owned by Embracer for a while now. It's like they're definitely ones calling the shot. NWI's policies should have started drifting away by now. We should have started seeing change.
What the Embracer groups what they wanted, you mean, rather than
Yeah,
NWI's?
essentially. That's what I'm saying. But we've either seen nothing or what we've seen has been questionable at best. So it makes me wonder, is it just taking that long for Embracer to divorce themselves from old NWI, or does Embracer have no plans to actually divorce themselves from old NWI? And by that, I mean the way that they were doing things and the things that they were going for.
Because I honestly think, Stealth, and again, gentlemen, please correct me if you think this is wrong. I actually don't think the Embracer Group wanted to buy NWI. I think they wanted to buy the IP, full stop. I honestly don't think. I think they just wanted the Insurgency IP.
I can see the value of the IP, certainly. I mean, you have companies that are sitting on very valuable IPs from 20 odd years ago, some of which have been in legal battles for over a decade. Battletech being one. Yeah, actually, Battletech being one of them. It was in IP hell for about a decade before PGI acquired it. But I think Leonard also makes a bit of a point here. He's just said parent companies don't care about the community perception, only care about money. Similar stuff happens to COD. I'm inclined to agree with that for the most part. You do see certain circumstances where that isn't the case, but yeah, a lot of the time, parent companies don't care, and they will often let whoever was there before them, and i.e. NWI's heads, keep doing what they were doing.
Well, I think that'll just cut the answer to those questions will basically come in time. It just seems, it just seems unfortunate the way NWI, and we can't keep bringing up. Well, we can't keep saying, it's the Embracer Group or it's Saber Interactive because we invested our time, our money, and our faith in a company called NWI. So
yeah, we're seeing the bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly. So anyway, gentlemen, what have you got anything new that you can give us? Give us any information about anything new that's going to come to the mod in the near future?
Yeah, we're actually having a really cool gun. Since we're doing guns now, we're actually gonna break the game because
oh dear.
People have talked forever about a semi-auto shotgun.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
You can probably guess.
That's
you can
cool.
probably guess that.
Can you guess,
since
guys?
we have limited animations,
Before
it
you
has to
say
be.
it,
Yeah.
Before you say it, can the panel take one guess each what we think it'll be?
I'm not guessing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Come on, Devlin.
I don't know. What about is there Sega in the game already?
Nope.
You said the Saiga?
Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah, okay. Guess others guess.
I was going to say Saiga, so I'll take the second most likely AA12.
Okay.
Oh, AA12 is full auto, but fuck it. Spas 12. Spas 12 is semi-auto.
Oh, the Spaz. Oh, I forgot about that. I like that.
It can be pump action or semi, so I'll take that.
What is the M8070 shotgun in the game at the moment?
Don't think so.
The
go ahead,
M70, that's the
that makes
the
me
vanilla
think
one,
now.
isn't it? The pump action,
Yeah, I
right?
think so. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And we
Sorry.
have the Mossberg 590. Yeah. But yeah, that
I
is
guess
gonna be
Greg actually.
I guess,
gets it right.
yeah.
Yeah.
with the amazing drum magazine, it's gonna be the Saiga 12. And it's,
Hey!
done modeled by our guy Cusco. He is.
Oh, excellent.
So it's actually ready to go. I think in 2-3 days maybe. I'm
2-3
usually
days, yeah.
trying to be a little fast. I'm gonna texture it, rig it up, and it's gonna be in the update. So it's gonna
Oh,
be a lot of fun.
fantastic.
And we're not
So
gonna
will that?
test it, so it's gonna see if it's breaking, the balance or not. We have no idea.
So when are we likely to see that, Anders, Pablo?
That would be, say, 3 days ish. It's usually when we update now because we went through a beta period.
Okay.
As you probably saw, the mod was down for quite some time after 1.9. We spent the good part of a few months, I think it was, or at least a month, trying to fix the game. And now we are finally, to the point where it's small bug fixing. So
The mod is
the mod is
stable,
out. Yeah, the mod is out in a stable build. We're doing a hot fix, I would call it, like say 1.01. And that's
Okay.
going to be the one that's going to have the SA58 updated, the Saiga 12,
And
the
it's a
C7, the Canadian C7A2 rifle. Man, I can't even remember all the stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
My God, I'm getting excited about Sandstorm again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of cool stuff, and that's pretty much just a hotfix. We just call it a hotfix, but we're basically just releasing stuff as it's ready, as it comes off the assembly
Oh,
line.
that's fantastic. Excellent.
Um,
So Stealth Ben, just before we go on, so we've done like 3 podcasts in a row. What about next Friday? Because we're always live on a Friday. What about next Friday? We do the drunk stream and we do it with the ISMC mod, and we'll get to play the mod.
you guys.
Hell yeah.
Ideally. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Because what happens is, gentlemen, what we usually do, we don't really plan it, but what we used to try and do 1 week podcast, and then 1 week we have a drunk stream. So we'll come on, we'll all have a few beers, or I like whiskey, so I'll have a whiskey, and so we'll start, and like for argument's sake, 2.5, 3 hours later, we're like slurring through the microphone. We just start having a laugh. It is funny, but we've been asked to.
19, so I mean,
We've been asked to bring that back. So I just suggest to Ben and Stealth and the other guys that play with us, I think we should do that next weekend and promote the mod.
Definitely.
yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah.
I'd be very much up for that.
Right.
Yeah.
I
I'd be
was just
honored.
going to say that NL Smale said, can't wait for Abel Green video, by the way.
video. Yeah.
I know. Oh God.
Abel
Yeah.
Green.
Never mind.
You've got a
I'm
few
not going to
thoughts
say
about
anything.
him, haven't you? Don't you?
Yeah, I have. He steals content, and I've said it before, and I'm not going to hide it.
Does
He
he steal
steals. Right. Okay.
He
So
stole a few.
he stole a few of people's content. So for argument's sake, I would bring something out, or Ben would bring something
It's
out.
fun out is
And
I actually used to watch this guy a few months back, some of his videos about the consoles, and he keeps updating us about it.
And if you look at them videos, and then go and look at my channel at the same day or the day before, you'll find that I've done one, or Ben's done one, or Chris at CT Gaming's done one the day before, and it's literally exactly the same video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just find Devlin's Insurgency Sandstorm free to play. Like,
All I can say
that's
is
just
original
a.
content.
Sorry, go on.
I was saying this is pretty much original content.
Yeah, exactly. So he does, and there's another. I don't want to start getting in any place here, but there's a couple of videos that I'm possibly going to do about the chap. But anyway, let's get off that. We never
Can I?
we never came here
Can I
to.
backtrack slightly and ask a question? Because we've said it time and time again about how NWI has incredibly long development cycles between patches, and what they put out is rather meager for 6 to 8 months of work, seemingly. As a bit of a question to you guys, how long does it usually take you to take something from a conceptual idea to implementing it? Say 1 development cycle. How long is your typical development cycle?
It usually goes in, hills and valleys, kind of, because we have, cool ideas just coming off random chats. Like now, we could, sit here and talk, and was like, that animation, could that fit that gun? Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
could. Okay, let's go and check. Maybe they sell this model on CG Trader, and we'll, buy it, or we'll ask one of our modelers, could you model that? That could be, say, 2-3 days, maybe. In terms of if we are very fast, the modeling is the thing that takes the most time, mind you. That's something like, say, 2 weeks per model ish.
Yeah.
And they're fast. They're really fast. Textures takes about a day.
God.
Maybe not even that. Yeah. And the rigging goes about with that. So I would say, like, from a white, model just done until it's game ready with animations and with all the attachments, 6 to 8 hours maybe. Depending on how long.
That sounds incredible to me. I don't know about you guys.
It's really fun, and it's just because we have the tools like Substance Painter and all these amazing, things that's right there in front of us. We just need to learn them and use them.
The thing
You
I
heard
never
it here. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Bantha.
I was saying the thing I never understood is that we already put out so much content in such a little time, and about 6 months. And the thing I was always questioning myself is, how are we getting, like, every 3 months two new guns and 1 weapon? You get what I mean? The amount of content we're getting is, I don't want to say non-existent, but it is too little.
Yeah.
Content is
Yeah.
bare bones in this game.
Yeah.
I think it's balance mostly, or rather just they have a lot more people that have to say yes to this idea, and it's just, the bureaucracy of
Sure.
everything.
Yeah.
We're
All the red
basically,
tape.
a few guys sitting there in a chat and like, yeah, you know what, let's make a Saiga. Wouldn't that be sick? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
so-
and that's, yeah.
So, gentlemen, we've got about 10 minutes left. If it's okay with everyone on the panel tonight, I'd like to go to the chat and see if they've got any question for the ISMC guys here, and if possibly you could answer it. So anyone want to ask one of the guys a question, please do. I'll go through the chat now, see if anyone's asked anything.
Just before you do that, chat, if you want to prefix that with ISMC, then we'll know it's a question for the guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
Exactly. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the chat. All right. Okay. So that's a good question, actually. When it's from Leonard again, or Leonard, when NWI updates the game, does it affect the mod as well?
Well, it kind of does, because we are given a set of tools based on the game. So the editor itself is a program based on what they're doing. So they have to update it on their end with, new
Right.
stuff. The
Sure.
editor has to be, installed by us, the new stuff. And then we have to check, for example, say the toggleable optics. Those were a nightmare because that was a new system. We first made this, quite cool, but also quite broken kind of system. And we made it work. And then the next system came, and we had to completely redo every scope. I think I sat there for 12, 14 hours a day doing scopes
Shit.
for 2 weeks, just completely just scripting.
God.
So I was knackered after that, but yeah.
So yeah. So yeah.
Update, I guess he is referring to now. I hope and think it won't affect it at all.
Oh, excellent.
Maybe it shouldn't be a problem.
Excellent. So, Leonardo, I hope that answered your question. So, where's that one? I just seen.
How do I get a cool accent like that?
Yes, that's the one. Yes. So Anders, how does everyone get a cool accent like yours, mate?
I'm from Norway, so I have a very very good Norwegian dialect. So we sound a bit strange, and that's how we talk. And also, I have a cold right now, not corona. So, extra, sass to the voice. Yeah.
Can you say something really damn cool in Norwegian for chat, please?
All right. Tara balla og tar skalla. There we go. That's that's a little
God.
there, yeah.
What did you actually say, or is that not chat?
Yeah, I think there are words in there, so that's it. But it sounds very Norwegian, so that's fine.
So Adrian said ISMC's Versus project looks really exciting. When this year can we expect it?
That is a good question. Our lead developer on the PvP stuff or Versus is Romanovsky. His name is on Discord.
Okay.
He is hard at work every day trying to get this to work because he has to do a bunch of stuff to get his idea going. We call it Project Binford, which is basically now the kind of squad idea where we are going to do, balanced every ISMC gun in existence, but we have to balance it in a way for Versus. So I would say ETA unknown. It's not really safe for me to say, but we are going to help him as much as we can get it out there.
Excellent. So Leonard
this year. Yeah, no.
This year. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So Leonard has said, how do you say NWI stop ignoring cool modders in Norwegian?
NWI slutt å ignorere kule moddere, ellers så blir de sure. Ja.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Excellent. So we've got two people from a modding team, and you just want to know how to get a cool accent and how do you say things in Norwegian. But gentlemen, I'm gonna let's say, hang on one second. So actually, Omega has just said Fallen Nation. Hell yeah, bro. Wouldn't miss the ISMC lads getting some notice. And you know what? I'm going to promote you guys a lot more on the channel. I think Ben will do it himself. And we hope we can get you on again, maybe on an update about a further update from your mod. I'm hoping that you'll come on and join us again one Friday night. But I am going to close the stream now. We usually keep it to an hour. And Pablo, Anders, I'm so grateful that you came on and did the podcast tonight. It's really appreciated. I am a fan. I just want to say thank you. And I'm sure Stealth and Ben want to say thank you as well.
We do appreciate you guys inviting us into the live stream. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
No
thank
worries.
you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.
It's been great getting a chat to you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, so anyway,
Back, yeah, definitely.
yeah, brilliant. We'll stay in touch. I mean, we're in your Discord, and just stay in our Discord just for the chat if we ever get on again. And we'll try and get on and play your mod whenever we can, and we'll try and do it with you sometime. But
Amazing.
I'm going to say again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us for the podcast tonight. Really appreciated. And that's about it, I'm afraid. So, everyone, good night.
Good night. You too.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
man. Thank you.
Good night, lads.
Good night.
See you.